Alright, hello everybody. Today we're going to start making the heads of our bobblehead characters. Now, to start, we're going to get a smaller chunk of clay, and this is going to be used to make that pinch pot that we start our structure off of. Now, to remind you, our first thing we're going to do is just to make sure we get rid of any air bubbles in this chunk of clay. To do so, you can kind of hit it back and forth in your hands, like you're trying to really make a strong snowball. Now, it looks like I'm going really fast, but I'm just kind of taking my time, smacking it back and forth. The other way is to use your palms and to push down, roll up, push down, roll up. It's kind of like making a face. So there could be your eyes, your nose, and then the little mouth. So whichever style you choose to do, just do it for like a quick minute, not much longer. Okay, and then your first step of making a pinch pot, you may remember, is to make it into a ball. You can either roll this in between your hands like so, or set your placement aside and roll it back and forth like this on the table. Does not need to be perfect, but you want to get it close. And then, thumbs up, dude. Step number 2, push your thumb hole in there, making sure not to go through. This creates that opening that you will then start to pinch and kind of push. Now, it's called a pinch pot, but if I just pinch it really hard, a lot of times I'll get these cracks. And you want to keep your eyes open for that. You're more so just gently pushing and kind of stretching out the inside. So I almost wish they were called a push pot. But anytime I see those little cracks, just smooth them back together. I can tell this clay is a little bit drier, so it might crack a lot on me. But that's okay. I can take a little bit of water in my fingers and smooth all those out at the end too. Now that I can get both thumbs in there, I'm kind of doing almost like a swimming motion with my thumbs to stretch out those walls more. And I want to stop when I get it about the thickness of a finger. So you can see I have one set up right here already. Okay. Now, it is okay if this top part gets a little flattened because we can add clay onto this to create our character. Otherwise, you can just kind of round it off again by pushing your thumb in the bottom part. Okay. But I got that to the right thickness, so now I need to go get some more clay and start adding things to create my animal or my character. Now I'm thinking about maybe doing like a cow. So to create that one part of the cow's nose that kind of sticks out at us, I'm going to take a chunk of clay, roll it into a ball. Now I'm going to try to just show you how to use some different tools here, but it really depends on what kind of character you're making. Some of these tools might work really well for you, and others might not have a purpose at all for your design. So it's important to just kind of experiment today and see what works good for you. These little wooden pencil tools will work really good for creating different little shapes and lines. Like imagine this could be like the big kind of nostrils of my cow. I could put this right on there. Now if I choose to attach this on here, you need to remember that we have to score. And to do that, we scratch the back, scratch where it goes, and then we add water to each of those scratches. And this again is kind of like creating Velcro almost for our clay. And I gently push it on there. Now it will not come off. Okay, I'm going to kind of go over that little line there. And I can see those. Now, kind of same idea for the eyes. I could just draw my eyes right on there. However, I think it looks really kind of neat when we add the features on top. So again, I'm going to roll a little ball, squish it, and this will become my first little eye. So scratch it. Especially since these are kind of smaller little sculptures, you really want to take advantage of the work time and really be creative with these faces. Add lots of clay sticking off of them, add lots of little textures. This, going back to this pencil tool, I like how the bottom circle here is a little bit bigger than the point. So I could even leave it just like that for my eye, or I could go back in there and put another smaller little dot. It's up to you. Try putting little eyelashes. There you go. So imagine I could put another one there. You can see I'm just continuing to work with my fingers and any other little tools to create each little piece. Remembering, even if it's small, to score it on. Say I want to add an ear. Okay, so I'll add one more thing on here, and then I'll show you another tool. Okay, I was just giving it a good little squish to make sure it gets on there good. It's actually almost kind of looking more like a pig now, but maybe if I were to add a horn on it. Ooh, that I think could help take it to that next kind of cow level. Oh yeah, there we go. So look, maybe I'll score that on next. Now another thing you could do, this clay extruder here could work really good for some of our creations because it squirts out these long kind of stringy type things that might be good for hair or horses' manes. Now the way these work though is this screws up and down, and to begin, if it was finished correctly the last visit, it should be screwed all the way down. So you will need to turn this all the way to the left, and as you do so, this piece is going to go down further. You screw that down real far, then you can put some clay in it, and then you grab one of these little attachments to put inside the ring here. Fill that up with clay, and then screw this on, and then you simply just turn it to the right. And when it catches up to the clay, it will start to squirt it up. So imagine, even with these little things here, I still want to try to score where it goes. But these little things would be too hard to scratch. So I'm just going to put water on the scratches on the thing and gently push them on. But look at that. Krait's got some really cool hair. You can see I'm halfway done with this design. I want to really take my time to think of every little detail. I forgot to mention too, I could use, some shells and type of things to create different textures. I have these texture plates too that might help for some of our designs. You can just kind of push it in there just like a stamp. And then these work good to kind of like roll on your clay. Again, just creates a little texture. So by all means, today too, if you want to just roll out some clay and try some textures to find some that might work for your animals, that is fine too. You do not need to have anything complete today. Today is the day just to get our hands on the clay and our tools and kind of see what we can create. I want to very quickly just remind you too though that if you chose not to do like the head version, instead rather you want more like your whole animal sitting on the stand, this pinch pot would then become like its body. So then imagine if I was doing like a turtle, I could scratch and score this on to the side there. Maybe I would make little fins and flippers attached to the bottom here too. So in this version, I'd be making my whole little animal off of my pinch pot, and then next time I'll try to figure out how to balance it on the stand. I personally think this is the easier style, but you are the artist. See what you can do today. Have fun.